Introduction, Navigation, and Setup. Welcome to the Pa4X video manual. This musical instrument brings to the discerning musician Korg's latest unparalleled advances in sound, style, and performance technology, making it the proud flagship of the amazing PA series. It features simultaneous real-time access to internal and external memory, allowing a huge library of sounds including extensive instrument articulations, advanced effect configuration, a new incredible way to make your own styles quickly and easily, plus features designed to make performing a breeze. No other arranger keyboard comes close. Before we get started, let's restart the Pa4X so we'll both be in the same place from the beginning. Hold down the standby switch for 1 second to turn it off. The screen will dim for a short period, then go completely black. Now press it again to turn it back on. It takes less than a minute to start up and load all the necessary data in, like styles, sounds, etc., similar to when you start a computer. In this video, we'll cover the main functions of your Pa4X. There's a lot to cover, so each exercise will be brief, but it should be enough to get you started. We recommend that you watch the chapters in order. For more detailed information, the PDF manuals on the accessory disc that came with your instrument or downloaded from the Korg website cover every detail of the Pa4X. Also, don't be concerned if the styles and sounds in your unit are different or organized in different locations than shown in the video. The ones used in this video are for example only. If you're instructed to select a particular style or sound and either it isn't there or the name is different, select any other and continue to follow along. Okay, let's look at navigating around the interface of the Pa4X. These 4 mode buttons access the 4 basic functions of the Pa4X: playing styles, playing songs, creating songs, and playing and editing individual sounds. For now, set it to Style Play Mode. This is the main page of Style Play Mode. Each mode has several edit sections that can be selected by pressing Menu. The available edit sections appear on the screen, and you simply touch the one you want, for example, Mixer Tuning. Within each edit section there are several pages that can be selected using the tabs along the bottom. Go to the Volume Pan page. A parameter can be adjusted in several ways. First, touch the parameter you want to adjust. Then use either the dial or the up-down buttons. You can also touch and drag up and down or left and right to adjust the value. Or select a parameter twice and a numeric keypad appears for you to enter the specific value you want. You will also come across checkboxes that can be selected or deselected by touching the box. Pressing Exit always returns to the main page of the mode you're in. Touching this triangle in the upper right corner brings down the page menu, like a drop-down menu on a computer. It will show a variety of options relative to the particular page you are on. You can either touch the one you want, or simply touch anywhere outside of the page menu to make it disappear. The Pa4X is designed so that when you turn it off and on, the status of a few of the panel switches will return to how they were when you turned it off. For example, if autofill was on, then it will be on after you restart. If it was off, then it will be off when you restart. So it will be exactly how you like it set up as soon as you turn it on. For the purposes of this video manual, we need to start with your Pa4X set the same as mine. So make sure the following switches are set this way. Autofill should be on, the memory button should be on, and manual bass should be off. Style to keyboard set should be on but not flashing. If necessary, press it repeatedly until it is. This balance knob is used to adjust the balance between the sounds you are playing on the keyboard, these are called the keyboard sets, and the sounds of the accompaniment or song. For now, set this to the middle position. Also, set the crossfade slider of the dual song player to the left. The brightness of the display can be adjusted by holding down the menu button and turning the dial. It will retain that setting until you choose to adjust it again. Also, the display can be tilted up and down. Hold down the unlock button and adjust the display to the desired position. To return the display to the closed position, press and release the unlock button. Then gently press the center of the top border of the display to return it to the closed position. You can connect an optional damper pedal here. There are many different damper pedals available, so it's a good idea to calibrate the Pa4X to your particular pedal the first time you use it. Go to Global Mode by pressing the Global button. Touch Controllers. Then touch the Foot tab. Touch Damper Calibration. Press and hold down the pedal, and touch here. Now release the pedal, and touch here. Done. This calibration is automatically saved, and you won't need to do it again until you use a different pedal or foot switch. To avoid wasting power, your Pa4X will automatically turn off if you don't play it, press any buttons, or use the touch screen for a period of 2 hours. Please save your data, for example keyboard sets, styles, songs, etc., that you are working on before taking a prolonged pause. This function can be shut off if you wish. Press Menu, touch General Controls, Clock and Power tab. All global settings are automatically saved. Press Exit. And finally, your Pa4X comes with several demo songs. Press Style Play and Song Play simultaneously to enter demo mode. After a few seconds, the first song starts and will play through each of the songs. You can jump to specific songs by selecting from one of these 3 categories: full songs, solo instruments, or styles. Demo mode is an excellent way of discovering the sounds, styles, and capabilities of this amazing instrument. Pressing one of the mode buttons exits from demo mode. Press Style Play. Sounds. The high quality and expressive Pa4X sounds are the basis of the styles and the keyboard sets. These sounds are also used when creating and playing MIDI sequences. In this chapter, we'll look at the sounds in depth. When the instrument is first turned on, the factory default style is Chicago Blues, and the keyboard set is already set up with a stereo piano sound across the whole range of the keyboard. To select a different sound, touch the upper 1 area in the upper right corner of the screen containing the name of the current sound, Concert Grand. Touch any sound on the screen to select the sound you want. 8 sounds are displayed at a time, and you can access more sounds by touching the tabs along the bottom. The sounds are grouped in categories which can be selected using the tabs on the left and right. Additional sounds can be accessed with the tabs along the top. Legacy accesses sounds from previous Korg PA series instruments. GMXG accesses the general MIDI and XG sounds. By the way, in some cases there may be more than 6 tabs of sounds in a particular category. If so, these arrow buttons navigate back and forth between the available tabs. Go to the Factory tab, select Brass category, and touch Big Band Brass 1. With many sounds in the Pa4X, vibrato is added by either pushing the joystick forward or using aftertouch, pressing on the key after the note is played. With some sounds, the ribbon controller and joystick -Y will also affect the sound. Go to the Sax category. Tenor Sax DN1. Defined nuance control is the ability to control several nuances of the instruments. In this example, if you press switch 1, then play a note, you get a glissando up to the note. After playing and holding a note, press switch 1, release the note, and you get a fall off the note. Switch 2, the joystick, even how you play the keyboard, for example legato, will add nuances that bring life and realism to the sound. Sounds with this type of control always have DNC, DN1, or DN2 in the name. Go to the organ category. There are several sampled organ sounds in a variety of different drawbar settings. But the Pa4X also features a special drawbar sound that emulates the classic tone wheel organ, allowing you to get your own drawbar settings. Select drawbars, and use the sliders on the left to adjust the drawbars. You can save your edited digital drawbar sound into one of the keyboard set library locations. We'll look at that in a moment. There's a rotary speaker effect on this organ as well as many of the other organ sounds. Pushing the joystick forward changes the speed. No need to hold it. In fact, the Pa4X has a huge library of effects like chorus, reverb, etc. that can be used to enhance the keyboard and accompaniment tracks. Effects will be explained in detail in the effects chapter. Press Exit. You can have up to 3 sounds in the upper range and 1 sound in the lower. Let's combine some sounds. For the upper 1 sound, from the piano category, select Concert Grand. Press Exit. Notice that the screen shows that upper 2 and 3 are muted. Touch here to unmute upper 2. You can also use these dedicated buttons to mute and unmute the parts of the keyboard set. Unmute upper 3. The buttons above open the sound selection window for each of the keyboard set parts. OK, now press the split button and the 3 upper sounds are above the split point and you now have access to the lower sound. The split point is set in global mode, but you can temporarily override this. Hold down the split button until this appears on the screen. Now play the note where you want the new split to be. This new split point will be kept until you choose a new style, songbook entry, or a new keyboard set. Let's make some more changes. You can quickly bring all the upper sounds down 1 octave by pressing the upper octave minus button. Let's adjust the level of upper 3. Touch the volume tab to display and adjust the volumes. Touch in the upper 3 volume area. Now open the page menu. We can save the keyboard set we've edited to one of the keyboard set library locations. For now, touch anywhere outside of the page menu to make it disappear, and let's take a closer look at keyboard sets. It's important to understand the difference between a sound and a keyboard set. Go to Sound mode. Touch the sound name and you'll see all the different sounds grouped together in instrument families. These sounds are used individually or combined together for your keyboard sets like we did earlier. We used a sound from the piano category for upper 1, a sound from the strings category for upper 2, etc. Go back to Style Play mode. Sometimes your keyboard set might be a layer of 3 sounds on the top, plus a sound in the lower, or 2 sounds in the upper, no sound in the lower, or simply 1 sound across the whole keyboard. However you set it up, what sounds you are using, the split point, the levels, panning, effects, etc., it can be saved and recalled from the keyboard set library. On the right, there are 12 keyboard set library buttons. By the way, you'll notice it says Set List here because these buttons are used for a different function when using Set List. This will be covered in the songbook chapter. So these buttons open up a selection of keyboard sets that you can choose from the display. These tabs take you to more groups of 8. You can also repeatedly press the keyboard set library buttons to advance through the tabs. We're on the Factory tab. The User tab is where you access your edited keyboard sets. This grayed out tab, Direct, is where you can access keyboard sets directly from USB media connected to the Pa4X without having to load them into internal memory. From the page menu, select Direct Preferences. Select the media containing the .set file with the user keyboard sets you want to directly access. Touch the file, then select. The Direct tab is now available. Press Exit. Press the My Setting button. This button accesses your most favorite keyboard set and is the first one selected when you turn on the Pa4X. It's currently a stereo piano across the whole keyboard, but you can set it to be whatever you like to use the most. That might be a layer of electric piano and strings, a split of bass and organ, etc. It's a fast and easy way to jump to your favorite setting while performing. To save your favorite keyboard set or any edits you've done to My Setting, hold down the My Setting button until the write screen appears. Touching OK on the screen would continue the write process and write over the current setting. For now, touch Cancel to keep the original My Setting unchanged. Instead of saving to My Setting, you can save to one of the keyboard set locations by holding down any keyboard set library button. Then use the screen to name it and to select where you want to save it. Press Exit. By the way, these 3 switches can be assigned to different functions. Once you find the best use of the switches for your musical needs, save that along with your favorite keyboard set into My Setting. When you turn on the Pa4X, My Setting is the first keyboard set loaded in, so your switch assignment will always be as you want them. That switch assignment will be kept as you change to another keyboard set because Assignable Switch Lock is on by default. But this can be unlocked in Global so you can have different switch functions for each keyboard set. Specific editing of the sounds is done in Sound mode. By pressing Menu, you can go deep into the sound and change specific parameters. Press Exit. From the top page, you can make basic changes to the sound using the real-time controls on the screen. Any edits you make can be saved to the User area. In the next chapter, we'll look at styles where you'll see that sounds are also used by the different tracks of the style accompaniment. For example, the bass track might use a synth bass sound, another track might use an electric piano sound, etc. So basically, the keyboard sets and style tracks are all accessing the same library of sounds inside your Pa4X. And there are hundreds of sounds to choose from, so the possibilities are endless. Styles. Let's look at selecting and playing styles. Go to Style Play mode. In the previous chapter, we made some changes to the keyboard set, so press My Setting, then we'll both have the same sound. You'll notice that both lower and upper of chord scan are on, meaning it's set to full chord scanning. Play a chord anywhere on the keyboard with 3 or more notes, and press Start. Each style has 15 style elements. These are used to recreate the parts of songs, intros, variations, fills, and endings. You use these buttons to select the style element. This style is playing Intro 1. You can see the countdown of the measures remaining in the intro here. The flashing light above Variation 1 means that after playing the intro, it will go to that variation. As you go from Variation 1 to 4, the musical parts naturally build and get busier in the same way a typical song builds. You'll notice that since autofill is on, a fill is automatically played into the selected variation. You can turn this off so no fill is played. Whether autofill is on or off, you can always directly select the fill you want here. You'll notice that the fills get busier as you go from fill 1 to fill 4. This is used as a break fill. Turn autofill back on and press Stop. To select a style, touch the style name. Like we saw when selecting sounds, the styles are grouped in categories and can be selected on screen using the tabs on the left and right. The tabs along the bottom take you to more styles in that category. This tab on the top takes you to Favorites and User, where you can save your edited styles. As we saw in the Sounds chapter, the Direct tab accesses styles directly from USB media connected to the Pa4X, without having to load the styles into internal memory. All the keyboard sets and styles you want to access using Direct must be in the same .set folder. Okay, back to the Factory tab. Pop category, select As Groove, and press Exit. Select Intro 1. Lower chord scan is on and upper is off, so the chords are triggered below the split point. Trigger a chord by playing 3 or more notes. By the way, the default chord recognition system is fingered 3 notes, playing 3 or more notes to trigger a chord. In Global, you can select other systems of chord recognition, including 1 finger plus. Press Start. Intro 1 has a chord progression. Intro 2 doesn't have a chord progression. It's designed to respond to your chords. Intro 3 is a short intro designed to get into the song quickly. Endings 1, 2, and 3 work the same way. Touch the style name again to open the style selection window. Select the Movie and Show category, then 50 Shades. Press Exit. Play a chord in the lower range and press Start. Almost all of the factory keyboard sets are set to lower chord scanning, triggering the chords below the split point. You may want to select upper chord scanning, so the chords are triggered above the split point. You can also choose to turn lower and upper on and trigger the chords using full chord scanning, triggering the chords anywhere on the keyboard. These style select buttons allow you to quickly jump to a particular category. I'm going to select a style from Funk and Blues. Page 4, Rimshot Mood. As you can see, you can change to another style without stopping. Press Exit. There are several ways to help you interact with the styles. For example, this memory button controls whether the full accompaniment plays when you release the keys, or only the drums continue. Turn memory back on. Manual bass mutes the accompaniment except for drums and percussion and allows you to play bass in the lower along with the upper keyboard sets. Turn off manual bass. You'll notice that the bass in the style will usually play the root of the chord you are playing, no matter what inversion you play. If you turn on bass inversion, the bass will play the lowest note in your chord. Press Stop. From the Funk and Blues category, Page 1, Detroit Backbeat, and Exit. Play a chord and this time press Fade In Out. The style gradually fades in. Of course, pressing the button again will make it fade out. The fade in and out times can be set in global. Each style has 4 keyboard sets saved with it. You can quickly access them by pressing these buttons under the display. Touch the Keyboard Set tab, and you can see the names and touch them directly on the display. When you select a style and this Style to Keyboard Set button is on, it will automatically select the Keyboard Set one saved with that style. Press the Style to Keyboard Set button so it flashes. Now selecting a variation will also select the corresponding keyboard set. Press it again so the light is off. Now the current keyboard set is kept when you change to a new style. Press it again so it is lit and not flashing. Pop category, Copacabana Pop. Chord sequencer allows you to record a chord progression and have it loop. Just before the start of a measure, press these 2 buttons simultaneously. You'll notice the red chord icon flashing in the screen. Just before the end of the last measure, press these 2 buttons. Now the chord progression will loop, freeing up both hands to play the keyboard sets. You can turn off the chord progression and turn it on when you need it. A chord sequence can be conveniently saved when saving a style or songbook entry. You can even go here to Chord Sequence Edit and copy in a chord progression from another style or even a standard MIDI file. Ensemble can be used to add harmonies to the upper sounds based on the chords you play. You can select from a variety of different harmonies. Press Menu and touch Keyboard Ensemble and go to the Ensemble tab. Press Exit. By the way, you can quickly jump to the Edit page of a button by holding down Shift and pressing the button you want to edit. For example, Pad Assignment, the Switches Assignment, etc. Press Exit. From the Movie and Show category, Mystery Man. Play a chord. These pad buttons can have sounds assigned to them. They can play once when you press it, or loop, until you press this stop button. Pads can trigger additional patterns that follow the chords you play and sync with the style. Let's start the style, but this time we'll use the tap tempo to start the style. Tapping the button sets the tempo and starts the style. Search can be used in any mode to find something. Select what you are searching for here. Here are all the styles with house in the name. Touch the one you want, then select. To the left of the Start-Stop button, you will find the Synchro Start-Stop buttons. These control how the accompaniment starts or stops as you play the keyboard. Turn off Synchro Start and Synchro Stop. This instrument is very flexible, giving you the power to shape the Pa4X to your musical needs, like having access to different quarter tone settings. The sounds themselves are flexible as well. For example, drums. Rock category, Highway Hell Rock. Don't play a chord, just press start so only the drums play. You can simply change a style's drum kit, or you can go to a sound within a drum kit and make changes from the drum editor feature. Press Menu and touch Track Controls, then the Drum Edit tab. If necessary, press the Track Select button so the accompaniment tracks are displayed. Make sure the drum track is selected. Along the top, you see the different drum and percussion families within the drum kit indicated by icons. Choose the snare drum family. Now you can adjust all these parameters of the snare drums without affecting any of the other instrument families. The Pa4X features some drums that were sampled with the ambience of the room. With these drum sounds, the amount and the time of the ambience can be adjusted here. Press Stop and exit. In fact, all parts of a style can be completely edited or even created from scratch. However, it's best to keep the factory styles unchanged. Songbook is the perfect way to customize the styles to your needs and be able to call them up in a logical and efficient way, as you'll see in the Songbook chapter. If you do want to edit a factory style, it's best to copy it to a user location, then edit the copied style. Open the Style Selection window. Open the Page menu. From here you can copy and paste the style to one of the user or favorite locations. There are other useful page menu commands like Rename, Delete, and a command to rename the favorite banks. Press Exit twice. The Pa4X has a powerful new feature allowing you to convert standard MIDI files into styles. Press Record. Select Create Style from MIDI file. Choose the MIDI file. Select, and the conversion starts. Write the style to one of the favorite or user locations. Of course, not all MIDI files can be converted to a style, but many can, and it's so fast and easy to find out which ones can be converted successfully. Great new feature. Song play. Many Korg arrangers, including the Pa4X, have the ability to not only play standard MIDI files, but actually play two at the same time, and crossfade from one to the other. In fact, Korg is the only company in the world with this unique patented technology. Plus, the Pa4X is able to do this with not only standard MIDI files, but XG MIDI files, karaoke MIDI files, and MP3 files as well. Let's go to song play mode. The files are played directly from the internal memory or from media inserted into the USB host port on the back or on the top right of the Pa4X. If you want to follow along with this exercise, you'll need a USB flash drive with at least 2 MIDI files, a karaoke MIDI file, and an MP3 on it. Insert the flash drive here into the USB port on the top right of the instrument. Touch the Player 1 area on the screen and the window opens to select the song you want. Currently, the internal drive is displayed, so touch here and change it to the USB drive we inserted. If there are several files, you can use the scroll bar to move up and down, or touch one of the files and use the dial. Touch the name of the MIDI file you want for Player 1. And touch Select. Make sure the crossfade slider is all the way to the left, and then press play on Player 1. The song is loading and playing at the same time, so it starts almost immediately. We can use the screen to choose the song for Player 2, but you can use these select buttons as well. Choose the USB drive, and repeat the previous process of selecting the song you want for Player 2. Press play on Player 2. Use the crossfade slider to smoothly change from one song to the other. Crossfade back to Player 1. Then press stop on both players. There are a few ways to adjust the tempo of a song. This is true for adjusting the tempo of the metronome and styles as well. Touch the player that you want to adjust the tempo. You can now use the dedicated tempo up-down buttons. You can hold down the Shift button and use the dial. You can touch the displayed tempo twice, and a numeric keypad appears, and you can enter the tempo you want. You can even touch and drag the tempo value. You'll notice a lock button beside the tempo up-down buttons. Pressing this locks the tempo value and keeps that tempo when you change from one song to the next song or from one style to the next style. Tap tempo, which we used in the style chapter, can only be used to set the tempo of styles. Some MIDI files have lyrics embedded in them, for example a file with a .kar extension. Let's select a .kar song for Player 1. To display the lyrics, press the Lyrics button located to the right of the screen. The lyrics follow along. The Pa4X can even display the +G graphical format as well as lyrics embedded in MP3s. If there are no lyrics embedded, you have the option to have the lyrics in a text file and use a pedal or switch to advance the pages of text. Pressing the Score button beside the Lyrics button displays a selected track's musical notation. Press Exit and stop. As mentioned earlier, MP3 files can be played in song play mode as well. Select an MP3 file for Player 1. Press play. Of course, you can crossfade between any of the formats you play in song play mode, including MP3, but you can do much more. For example, you can transpose the song. Pressing the two transpose buttons simultaneously resets the transpose to 0. You can also adjust the tempo. Hold down Shift and use the dial to jump to tempo adjust. The volume of the lead vocal can be lowered so you can sing over the MP3. You can assign a foot switch or one of the assignable switches to do this. Let's assign switch 3 to do this function. Hold down Shift and press assignable switch 3. And set it to vocal remover. Press Exit. Remember that only the vocal is lowered in volume, not the reverb of the vocal, so the less reverb there is on the lead vocal, the more effective the removal is. This control of an MP3 allows you to take a song, adjust the pitch to a key you can comfortably sing it in, remove the lead vocal, and sing along following the lyrics displayed on the screen. You'll be able to perform almost any song. incredible power. Effects. The Pa4X has an exceptional integrated effects system. There are three main sections: the individual EQs, the insert and master effects, and the audio mastering effects section. Let's look at how effects are incorporated using style play mode as an example. The other modes work the same way, with a few exceptions that will be explained later in the chapter. I'm using 70s guitar pop from the pop category. Press Menu, Mixer Tuning, EQ Gain. The EQ can be adjusted for every sound in the style as well as every sound in the keyboard set. Pressing Track Select toggles between displaying the two. Display the keyboard set. I'll mute upper 2, and I'll adjust the high, mid, and low frequencies of upper 1. Boosting frequencies can sometimes distort the sound. On this EQ control page, the input trim can be lowered to compensate for that. You can also bypass the EQ settings of each sound here. The Insert and Master Effects section of the Pa4X is very powerful and flexible. It's divided into two parts: FX Group A and FX Group B. In Style Play mode, Effects Group A is used for the sounds of the accompaniment tracks, and Effects Group B is used for the sounds of the keyboard set. An effects group has two different types of effects: insert effects and master effects. Effects Group A has 4 insert effects and 3 master effects. Effects Group B has 1 insert effect and 2 master effects. When a sound is routed into an insert effect, the audio signal passes directly through the effect. Think of it as a guitar effect pedal you plug in and out of. Menu, Mixer Tuning, Insert Effects tab. I'm going to mute all the tracks except accompaniment track 3. Press Start. The guitar is already using one of the 4 insert effects, a distortion effect. I can put one of the insert effects on accompaniment track 4. I have one of the 4 insert effects left. I can put it on another track, or I can put 2 on one track. Master effects work differently. They are mixed in parallel with the dry signal coming from a track. You can apply as much or as little of a master effect you want using the send parameters. So you can have a little bit of reverb on a piano, none on a bass guitar, and a lot on a string pad. Menu, Master Effects. This is Master Effects B for the keyboard set, and this is Master Effects A for the accompaniment tracks. In this style, Master Effect 1 is a reverb effect, Master Effect 2 is a chorus effect, and Master Effect 3 is a tempo delay effect. There are over 140 effect types, so there are lots to choose from. Now let's adjust the amount of master effects. Menu, Mixer Tuning, Effect Send. Let's use the electric piano track. The more I bring up the send to Master 1, the more reverb it has. Master 2 send adds more chorus effect. Master 3 send adds more tempo delay effect. Drum and percussion kits are handled differently. Touch DF at the top of the drum track. It flashes, and I now have separate master effect sends for each family. Although we've been using style play to explain the insert and master effects, the other modes logically work the same way. In song play, the sequence tracks use FX Group A, and the keyboard set uses FX Group B. In sequencer mode, each track has access to either FX Group A or B. In sound mode, only FX Group B is available. And finally, the Max Audio Mastering Effects collection from Waves. Global, Max Master EQ. It's positioned at the end of the signal chain just before the audio outputs, adding to the depth of the sound coming out of the Pa4X, giving a deeper, richer bass and cleaner, warmer, more articulate treble with no loss of perceived volume. Processing also results in a stereo image that's wider and more accurate. There are two main sections, Max EQ and Max Audio. There are presets to use as a starting point, and you can save your own. In Max EQ, you have extensive specific control over the frequencies. While Max Audio gives you a simple single parameter for bass, treble, stereo, and volume, making it easy and intuitive to dial in what sounds best to you. Don't be deceived, complex parameter adjustments are happening as you raise and lower a single slider. Press Exit twice. Vocal processing. TC Helicon is the most respected vocal processing company in the world. This sophisticated technology, including dedicated vocal effects like reverb, delay, hard tune, and even pitch correction, is combined with a 4-part voice harmonizer and is right inside your Pa4X. Let's take a look. Plug a dynamic microphone into the microphone audio input on the back. Either a 1/4-inch jack or an XLR jack can be plugged into this type of connector. First, let's make sure the mic input is assigned correctly. Go to Global, press Menu, touch Audio and Video, then select the Audio In tab, and make sure that Audio In is set to mic and Audio Out is set to left and right. Press Exit. Let's try it in style play mode. Make sure the mic on-off button is off. Adjust the input gain beside the mic input until the Audio In LED stays green while speaking or singing. If it is turning orange or red too often, then you need to turn the gain down. Lower the mic volume completely and press the mic on-off button to turn on the whole microphone section. Now slowly bring up the mic volume.
Check, check, 1, 2, check, check, check.
You can adjust the EQ of your voice in Global, Menu, Mic Setup, EQ Dynamic page. Compression, de-essing, and gate are also available. I'm going to use this style from the pop category, Pop Shuffle 2. Touch the Mic tab to display the mic panel. There are several vocal harmony and effect presets available. The first preset, Chord Harmonies Off, comes up by default. This knob adjusts the amount of reverb and/or delay in the preset. Now let's add some harmonies. In this first preset, the harmonies are set up but are turned off. Press the harmony button to unmute them. Play a chord in the lower range to give the chord information, and sing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This knob adjusts the volume of the harmonies. There are several presets for a variety of musical applications. You can select presets by either touching the preset or by using the preset button. Select this preset Close Up Third. Now when you sing, you will get the next note above the note you were singing in the triggered chord.
Yeah, yeah.
This preset called Notes uses the notes you play to trigger the voices.
La, 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 la.
In song play mode, harmony notes can be received from a song's track, usually track 5 in many commercial standard MIDI files. This is the preset to use for that purpose. There are also special effect voice presets, for example on the 25 to 32 tab, Octave Down Double.
Well, I went downtown to see you, baby.
Exit. There are special effects you can access immediately from the main page. Delay,
Hey, yeah,
U-Mod,
you and me.
Hard Tune,
Ah, ah.
filter. Plus, real-time pitch correction can be set up in global. During a live show, you may want to speak to the audience while a style or song is playing. On the Mic tab, select Talk Over. The music volume is lowered and the mic reverb is lowered, allowing you to be heard.
Good evening.
Settings of this function are available in global mode. Turn off the mic section and select the Keyboard Set tab. Songbook. In this chapter, I'll give a brief overview of Songbook, including some of the great new features added to the Pa4X. For more detailed information, there's an extensive video on Korg.com dedicated to Songbook, as well as the free Songbook editor for PC, also available from Korg.com. We recommend that you watch that video to see the full capabilities of Songbook. Songbook is an extremely powerful feature of your Pa4X. It's a programmable musical database. Press Songbook. Basically, you have a list of song titles called song entries. When you select a song entry, it automatically brings up a style, a standard MIDI file, a karaoke MIDI file, or an MP3 for you to use to perform that song. The columns are currently displaying name, artist, and genre. Here in Preferences, I can choose from different information to be displayed. Okay, I'm going to scroll down and select the song title, A Whiter Shade. The song title automatically takes me to Style Play mode. The appropriate style has been called up to perform that song with the best choice of intro and variation. Press Start. As well, 4 suitable keyboard sets, tempo, etc. are also called up. Let's create our own song entry using a style. Press Exit to go to the main Style Play Mode page, and select a style. We can set the style up exactly how we want it to appear later. For example, let's change the tempo a bit. Now go back to Songbook and go to the Book Edit 1 page. Touch New Song. This is automatically selected to include the 4 keyboard sets already saved with the style. Book Edit 2 page is where you can input information like the genre of the song, the artist, even the key of the song. Book Edit 3 page has more parameters that can be saved with the song entry, for example the status of the synchro start. Once you have everything set, touch Right. Touch the T, and we'll name the new entry My Song. Touch OK to confirm the text, then OK, then Yes to write it to the songbook. Go to the book page and there's our song title. We changed the tempo of the style before saving it to Songbook, but you can make changes to the style in several different ways to suit a wide variety of songs. For example, choosing different sounds for the style tracks, make edits to any of the sounds used in the style, edit the effects, and much more. And it can all be done without affecting the original style or having to duplicate it in order to make the necessary changes. You can edit and add things to your songbook entry later on as well. For example, let's add a different keyboard set, record a chord sequence, and set up the style element configuration for the entry we just made. Press Exit. Choose a keyboard set. Let's record a chord sequence. And let's have it come up with Variation 2 and Intro 3 as the introduction. Always select the variation you want first, then the intro you want. Go to the Book Edit 1 page and select the right current style to save the chord sequence and the style element configuration. Select this keyboard set Right Current box and choose to save it to keyboard set 1. Save it. Now go to the book page and select the song entry we just created. It's set as we want it, Intro 3 to Variation 2. Keyboard set 1 is just as we want it. The chord sequence is saved. In fact, you can have a different chord sequence saved to each song entry. Very useful. There's a fast way to add song entries to the songbook. Select the style, standard MIDI file, karaoke MIDI file, or MP3 you want to add. I'll add this MIDI file from my USB. Then hold down the Songbook button until this right screen appears. It's already brought in the name of the MIDI file, but you can change it if you want. Touch OK, then Yes to confirm. Done. Go back to Songbook. Typically, performers prepare set lists for a show, a list of songs they will play. You can prepare several custom set lists using Songbook. Go to the set list page. Here you can select which list you want. As you can see, Korg has included a few already. Set lists can be used in Tile View or in List View. In Tile View, songs are shown as pages of tiles and assigned to the set list buttons on the control panel. From the Page menu, select Preferences and choose List View. In List View, all songs are shown in a plain list. Set it back to Tile View. By the way, pressing this Set List button gives you direct access to the songs in the set list using these lit buttons. Open the Page menu and check Enable List Edit. The edit commands are now available. You can either edit an existing list or create a new one. Let's create a new one by touching New List. Go to the Book page, touch a song entry, touch Add to List. Go to the Set List page and there's the song. Let's go back to the Book page and add another 2 songs. Back to Set List. We can move the songs around by selecting a title and touching the Move Up and Down arrows. Once the list is ready, touch Right, name it, and save the list. Now open the Page menu and uncheck Enable List Edit. Press Exit to leave Songbook. Recording a song. There are 4 basic ways to record a song on the Pa4X. Backing sequence, sometimes called quick record. Step backing sequence. Traditional 16-track MIDI recording, and MP3 audio recording. With the backing sequence method, it's not necessary to record each track separately as you do with traditional sequencing. Any style can be used, and as you play, each of the accompaniment tracks is recorded on a separate sequencer track. For example, the bass on track 9, the drums on track 10, the guitar on track 12, etc. Make sure you're in Style Play mode. I'm going to use a style from the Country category, West Coast. Go to Sequencer mode and press the Record button near the lower left of the screen. Select Backing Sequence Quick Record and touch OK. Let's choose Variation 1 and use Intro 3 to start the song off. Set the resolution to 1/8 notes. This will correct the input of your chords, style elements, etc., not the music, to the nearest 1/8 note. This isn't necessary, but can help to make the chord changes and style element selections be more in time with the song. Pressing the Style Start-Stop button will simultaneously start the style and start the sequencer recording after a 1-measure pre-count. Trigger the initial chord first. Now we're ready. After I press Start, I'll play a few chords, select a different variation, then an ending. Press Stop on the song player. It will automatically bring the song back to measure 1. Press Play. All the tracks of the style have been recorded following the chords, variations, endings, etc. This is already impressive. The song you just created would have taken hours and hours to make with a traditional sequencer. But imagine you made a mistake or changed your mind about the chord progression or what variation should have been used. With a traditional sequencer, you have to edit every single track, even if you simply wanted a D minor instead of an F major chord. This leads us to another way to record on the Pa4X, step backing sequence. With step backing sequence, you can enter in step by step what the chord progression is, what variation you want to have on what measure, etc. This allows you to record songs that may be more difficult than you have the time or patience for. It's also perfect for musicians who don't play a lot of keyboards, like guitarists, singers, etc. But the other advantage of step backing sequence is being able to go into a song you created with backing sequence and make changes quickly and easily. For example, let's say you want to change a chord in the song and also change the variation or fill. Press record, choose step backing sequence, and touch OK. You can step through the events by measure, by eighth note, or by each event. You can change a chord to something else by selecting the chord here and playing a new chord on the keyboard. Or use the screen to change it. Let's move ahead and make some more changes. Touch Done, and then Yes. Press play to hear the changes. Now let's add a track using the traditional sequencer method. Press the record button and choose multi-track sequencer. The track select button is used to switch between tracks 1 through 8 and 9 through 16. Tracks 9 through 16 will have the recorded style track data. Display tracks 1 through 8. Anything played on the keyboard set will have been recorded on tracks 1, 2, 3, and 4, depending on whether you used upper 1, upper 2, etc. Track 7 will be empty, so touch here to select to record on track 7. Touch the sound bank icon of track 7 and select the sound you want. Then exit. Let's set the resolution to high so the timing won't be corrected. Once you press play, there will be a 1 measure pre-count, then it will start recording. Press the record button to exit recording and press play. When the Pa4X is turned off, the song you just created will be erased. If you leave from sequencer mode to another mode, for example style play, the song will be erased as well, but a warning does appear telling you this will delete the song. Touch No to cancel and let's save the song to the USB flash drive. Open the Page menu and select Save Song. The USB is probably still the selected device, so just touch Save. Touch the T and name your song. Touch OK to confirm the text, then OK, then Yes to save it. Your song has been saved as a standard MIDI file that can be played in song play mode or loaded into other sequencers. Go to Style Play mode. We've saved the song, so touch Yes in reply to the prompt. It's also possible to record your performance as an MP3. It will record any audio created by the Pa4X, anything you play on the keyboard, the style, the standard MIDI file, even the microphone input, harmonies, and effects. Select any style you wish. I'm going to use this style from the ballad category, Unplugged. Press and hold the record button until this screen appears. You can choose the audio quality here. The higher the quality, the larger the MP3 file will be. Here you choose where the file will be temporarily stored until you decide where you want to save it. Leave it on disk. When you're ready, touch Record.
Why didn't anybody say goodbye? need someone. I really need someone to hold me.
Touch Stop on the display. You can touch T to name the MP3. I'm going to leave it as it is. Touch Browse and select a USB drive. Touch OK and then touch Save. The MP3 you created can be played in song play mode or by any MP3 player. Plus, while playing the MP3 in song play mode, you can record it to another MP3 while adding additional parts. You can repeat the process, overdubbing as many times as you like.
Why didn't anybody say goodbye?
The Pa4X is an incredible tool to create your own music. The styles inspire you, and then you have several ways to capture your inspiration.
Hold me.
PAAS, Global, Media, and Updates. The Pa4X doesn't have built-in speakers. If you want, you can add the optional PAAS powered speakers. It has a 5-speaker system with a powerful 3-channel amplifier, including 40 watts just for the subwoofer. There's no need to connect a power supply or any cables, so installation is easy. The PAAS can be installed on the Pa4X as well as the Pa3X and the Pa3X LE. Here it is being installed on the Pa3X LE, but the installation on the Pa4X is exactly the same. Simply remove the protective cover on the back and turn it like this so it's completely out of the way. With the speakers pointed towards the front, tilt the PAAS forward and insert the guide into the slot. Slide it over until it reaches the end of the slot. Insert the rest of the guide entirely into the slot, making sure the nylon supports that are used for the music stand are resting on the top of the panel. Now tilt the PAAS back down and be sure to lock it in place. Done. Press Global. Menu. As we've seen already, Global is where you access parameters that affect the instrument as a whole. For example, in this Mode Preferences section, you can set the type of chord recognition you want to use. In this Audio and Video section, Video Out page, you can make settings for the Video Out feature, including setting whether lyrics will be displayed from the video out or mirroring the Pa4X display to an external monitor. Press the Media button. Here you can access the internal memory to save and load your own data. It's also possible to connect to a computer using the USB device port on the back, allowing you to access the internal memory. For example, to drag and drop MP3 files between your computer and the Pa4X. Media also gives you access to whatever is connected to the USB host ports on the back and on top, for example USB pen drives and hard drives. As you can see, Media allows a variety of options to load, save, copy, and more. Let's save our Pa4X data to see how the process is done. Go to the Save page, touch All, then touch Save To. Touch New Set. Touch the T and name your file, for example, My Backup. Touch OK to confirm the text, touch OK again. Here we can select what data we want to save. That's why it's called a set. It's a collection of different types of data. Leave the selection as it is and touch OK, then Yes to confirm. To load, go to the Load page. Touch the .set folder you want to load. It's possible to touch Open and select individual data to load. But for this example, I'll touch Close, select the file again, load, then Yes. Remember that there are several resources available from Korg.com, like more video tutorials, software, sounds, and many more styles. Even though a style may have been created for a previous PA series, when you load them in, they will automatically be converted to work in the Pa4X. By the way, if for some reason you want to go back to some or all of the factory settings, still in Media, go to the Utility tab. Select Factory Restore. Then touch Execute. Touching OK would erase the user's styles, sounds, songbook entries, etc. currently in memory and load in the factory data. You can keep it on all or deselect all and then choose the specific things you want to restore. We won't load anything right now, so touch Cancel. It's a good idea to check Korg.com occasionally for operating system updates to your Pa4X. Korg looks for ways to improve your instrument, including the addition of features requested by end users. The operating system version is displayed in the lower left of this utility page. To update your operating system, or OS as it is called, download the OS file from Korg.com. It will be named something like this. The V100 refers to the OS version number. Unzip the archive, then copy the PKG file to a USB device like a flash drive. To be safe, be sure to back up any of your own data that's on the internal drive before installing a new OS. Usually there's no problem, but it's best to make a backup in case something does happen. Turn it off. Make sure the USB device containing the PKG file is inserted. Now hold down Intro 1 and turn it on. Keep holding the Intro 1 button until System Update appears on the screen. Release the Intro 1 button and do the touch panel calibration. The prompt asks you to select the PKG to install. Touch OK, select the USB drive, then touch the PKG file. Touch Select. It verifies the PKG file. Then this screen appears. Touch Update and the update process begins. Do not touch or turn off the Pa4X during the update process. The instrument will automatically restart. Wait until you see this message, then turn it off, then on, and the update is complete. Okay, that's it. We hope you found this video helpful, and remember that for more information, the PDF manuals cover every detail of this amazing instrument. Everyone at Korg wants to thank you for purchasing your Pa4X. You have so much musical enjoyment ahead of you. You made the right choice.